Imagine spending years building your dream garden. You wake up early every morning. You water your plants. You grow your own food. You are proud of every single tomato and pepper that comes out of that soil. Now imagine one day you walk outside and find a letter stapled to your fence. It says, "Tear it down, or we will take you to court." That is exactly what happened to one homeowner who dared to grow vegetables in her own yard. And what followed was one of the most jaw-dropping legal battles in HOA history. Stay right here, because this story is about to get wild. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, we cover the most outrageous, unbelievable, and sometimes infuriating stories from neighborhoods across America. Today we are diving deep into a story that had an entire community divided. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next. It is a quiet suburb. Nice houses, freshly cut lawns, white picket fences. The kind of neighborhood where people wave at each other in the morning and argue about fence heights in the afternoon. Our homeowner is a woman named Linda. Not her real name, but her story is very real. Linda had lived in her home for over 12 years. She was a dedicated gardener. She loved the earth. She loved growing her own food. And one spring, she decided to transform the side yard of her property into a full vegetable garden. We are talking tomatoes, zucchini, bell peppers, green beans, sunflowers along the edge. It was beautiful. Her neighbors stopped by to admire it. Her kids helped water it on weekends. It was more than a garden. It was her pride and joy. But not everyone was a fan. About 6 weeks after Linda finished planting her garden, she received a letter from the Homeowners Association. The letter stated that her vegetable garden was in violation of community standards. Specifically, it said that the HOA rules required front and side yards to maintain a uniform and aesthetically pleasing appearance. And according to the board, vegetables did not qualify as aesthetically pleasing. Linda was stunned. She reread the letter 3 times. She looked out at her garden. Then she looked back at the letter. She called the HOA office. She was told the rule was clearly outlined in the community bylaws under Section 4, subsection B. No food-producing plants shall be visible from the street or from neighboring properties. Linda pulled out her original paperwork from when she bought the home 12 years ago. She searched through every page. And guess what she found? That exact bylaw did not exist when she moved in. The HOA had quietly added it 4 years ago without properly notifying residents. And that is where things got interesting. Linda was not the kind of person to back down. She attended the next HOA meeting. She stood up in front of the board and calmly explained that the bylaw in question was added without the proper vote and notification process required by state law. She even brought printed copies of the original bylaws and the amended version side by side. The board president looked at her and said, and I am paraphrasing here, "We appreciate your concern, but the rule stands, and you have 30 days to remove the garden or face fines." 30 days. Linda walked out of that meeting and called a lawyer. Her attorney confirmed what she already suspected. The HOA had violated its own amendment procedures when adding that bylaw. Under state law, any change to community rules required written notice to all homeowners and a formal vote. Neither had happened. The bylaw was legally questionable at best. Linda sent a formal letter to the HOA through her attorney. She asked them to withdraw the violation notice and acknowledge that the bylaw was improperly added. She gave them 2 weeks to respond. They did respond, with a lawsuit. That is right. The HOA took Linda to court. They argued that regardless of the procedural issues, the spirit of the community standards was clear, and that Linda's garden was a nuisance. Linda countersued. She argued that the bylaw was void because it was never properly ratified. She also argued that forcing her to remove a food garden on her own private property without a valid legal basis was an overreach of HOA authority. The local media picked up the story, and things exploded. Neighbors started posting on social media. Some sided with the HOA, saying that rules exist for a reason, and everyone agreed to live by them when they bought their homes. Others sided with Linda, saying that a government-like entity should not be able to tell someone what they can grow on their own land. A petition supporting Linda got over 4,000 signatures in under a week. Then something unexpected happened. 3. Other homeowners came forward with their own stories about the HOA, adding rules without proper notification. Suddenly, this was not just about one garden anymore. This was about whether the HOA had been operating outside the law for years. The case went before a judge. After months of legal back and forth, the judge issued her ruling. She found that the HOA had in fact failed to follow the required amendment procedures under state law. The bylaw restricting food-producing plants was declared unenforceable. Linda did not have to touch her garden, and the HOA was ordered to pay a portion of her legal fees. But the judge went further. She ordered the HOA to conduct a full audit of all bylaws added in the past, 7 years to identify any others that were improperly ratified. The board president resigned shortly after. 2 other board members followed. Linda walked out of that courthouse and went straight home. She watered her tomatoes. Now here is what I want to know from you. Do you think HOAs have too much power? Or do you think rules like these exist to protect property values and community standards? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you or someone you know has an HOA horror story, I want to hear it. Send it to us through the community tab. Your story could be featured on this channel. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like and subscribe. We post new stories every week, and trust me, the next one is even more unbelievable than this one. I will see you in the next one.